What is good, YouTube? It is Matt coming back at you with another banger from Baseball Galaxy, dropping one today. In this video, we're going to be doing more of a discussion type video, giving my playoff and World Series predictions for the 2017 Major League Baseball season, which is dwindling down. We're in the last month of the season now. We know who's contenders, we know who's not. It's very fun to watch, and I'm just so excited for the pennant race. I've been doing MLB The Show videos, and those haven't been getting much support, so go watch those. But I'm going to try a new video with this today. The pictures you're going to see from the standings, I will say I did those a couple days ago before I filmed this video. So, obviously, it's not like football where they play weekly games, they play every night. So, yes, they have changed a little. It's probably been about 4 or 5 games since then. So yes, the standings have changed a little. I'll update you on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much, and let's dive right into this. So we're gonna start with the National League East Division. I can't really give my predictions on who's gonna win that division because it's already clinched. The Washington Nationals have clinched the National League Eastern Division. You look at the Nationals, they're just a perennial powerhouse. Their whole roster, their organization, the way they build up, even their manager, Dusty Baker, the way they work through injuries, they're healthy now outside of Bryce Harper, who did say he did just take batting practice, and he said he hopes he can be ready for the National League Division Series, which will most likely be against the Cubs. So if they get Harper back, that's even huge. You look at this team headed into the playoffs with a rotation of Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and a very dominant Gio Gonzalez this year. That three-headed monster. Good luck overtaking that. Any team. I mean, no matter how good you are pitching like that, but then you look at the offense with Harper in there. So you got Harper, you got Daniel Murphy, Ryan Zimmerman, Anthony Rendon, Jason Worth, Trey Turner. Just piles up. Matt Waiters, even the acquisition of Howie Kendrick, he's a good contact hitter. And then, obviously, the biggest need for the Nationals was bullpen. They got that help with Ryan Madison and Sean Doolittle, and they also got their closer, Brandon Kinsler, who are all all-star quality players and closer experienced players. I'm not really clear on who their closer is right now. They've been using all three in the closer role. We'll see how they work into that in the playoffs, but I definitely think all three of them will have a huge role with the team. And I think it would be a big letdown for the Nats if they did not win a playoff series this year. Obviously, with the Cubs winning last year, and if the Nats meet up with the Cubs, I expect the Nats to win that series. I don't know if they'll sweep him. I do think they will win the series, though. So, other news about the NL East, obviously, the Miami Marlins were hot for a while, then they cooled down. They were ice cold, so they're out of that mix. Even in the wild card now, the Mets had World Series expectations heading into the season. All their injuries, and it's just amazing how bad the Mets are, man. No one expected that, and then the Braves and Phillies just aren't ready yet. So, yeah. All right, moving on. NL Central. We got the Cubs in first right now. The Cardinals, who, as you see in the picture, obviously, they were still in the division. Well, that's not really the case anymore. The Cubs have swept them since I made this picture. So the Cardinals, they still have hope for the wild card, but most likely the Cardinals, it seems they're out of the race for the NL Central. The Brewers are 4.5 out right now, so they're not 2 out anymore, or 2.5, whatever it says on the picture. They're now 4.5 out. They're still in the race. I do expect the Cubs to lock up this division, though. The Brewers are playing very well. They're a team I like, and we're going to get into them in the wild card race in a second. So I do think the Cubs have the NL Central under control. Do I think they're World Series contenders this year? I just don't see it. Their pitching is not as dominant as last year, but they do still have Jake Arrieta at the top. John Lester has not been as good this year. He was a Cy Young candidate last year, and that's not the case this year. None of their pitchers have a sub-3 ERA this year, so starters, I should say. Their bullpen's pretty nice. Hector Rondon, who's the other guy? They have another good guy at the back there. They got Hector Rondon. Wade Davis is their closer. I know they have another setup guy. My mind's like, it's just blank right now. I just can't think of who he is, unfortunately. This is a good team, a good team, offensively too. You look at Obviously, the cornerstones of Rizzo and Bryant in the corners. Wilson Contreras playing very good baseball. They have Jason Hayward having a bounce back year. Albert Almora Jr. Javi Baez having a big year. Addison Russell, just a lot of, and obviously the veterans like Ben Zobrist and forgetting about Kyle Schwarber. So this is still a very talented team. I just don't think the pitching has the depth to take them all the way last year, or I should say, like they did last year. All right. Anyway, we're moving on to the NL West division. Obviously the biggest story for that division to me is the San Francisco Giants. How they were just awful this year. The Padres are better than them. The Giants are just absolutely awful this year. They were a wild card team last year. They won the wild card game, and all of a sudden this year they're just awful. Then you look at the Dodgers, who are another World Series favorite. I still like the Nationals at this point over LA. But the way the Dodgers, like when they were hot in the middle of the summer, man, that was fun to watch. Obviously, that losing streak kind of brought them back down to earth, but they're kind of back in a groove right now. They're currently playing the Nationals right now in real life, so it's fun to watch. But when you have a rotation stacked with Kershaw at the top, obviously he's not as good in the playoffs, but I still think he's an elite arm. Number 2, Yu Darvish acquired at the trade deadline. He's the big pitcher name. He's been great since joining the Dodgers. He's found something. Number 3, Alex Wood having a breakthrough season. So then you got Ryu. So it's looking real good for LA right now. Then you got obviously the offense from LA too. Yasmani Grandal is a guy I like. Adrian Gonzalez, obviously Cody Bellinger, a huge rookie campaign. Justin Turner, Corey Seager, Logan Forsythe. Veteran leadership like Chase Utley and the new acquired Curtis Granderson at the trade deadline, or the waiver deadline, I should say. Jock Peterson, just a lot of guys. Puig, I'm forgetting Puig. Ethier's another veteran. Kensley Jansen, a big closer. This team looks stacked and ready to go. But this division is a three-headed monster. We have to look at the other two teams who currently hold the 2 NL wildcard spots. The Colorado Rockies and Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks, they look like they've locked up a playoff spot. They're definitely making it in. They have home field advantage, too. I don't think anyone will pass them. I think the NL wildcard game will be in Arizona this year. The question is, however, who will Arizona be playing? All year it's been the Colorado Rockies in that position, their own division rivals. But as I look at it, the Brewers are playing very good baseball. They're currently only 2.5 out of the wild card race right now. I just like the way the Brewers are looking. I'm a fan of the Brewers this season. I want to see them do well because they've just been like such a big surprise. And I do think the Brewers and Rockies are going to duke it out for that second spot. I don't think the Cardinals will catch fire again. Unfortunately, they're 4.5 out of the wild card right now. Sorry that the pictures aren't updated, guys. I tried my best. I see the Brewers and Rockies competing for that second spot. I do think that, and I'm going to say the Rockies do end up with it, although I do want the Brewers to take it. All right, with that being said, we're moving on to the American League. Starting in AL East, you got the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees battling for that division. That is the only division race left open, and so every other division pretty much closed up except the AL East. I do think Boston will win it, though. Yankees are about 3.5 out. I think 3 out right now. I do think Boston will finish on top. It looks like the Yankees are gonna have that home field advantage for the wild card game, though. We'll get to that in a little bit. You look at the Blue Jays. You look at the Orioles. You look at the Rays. There were teams that were all expected to be in it this year. They just never pulled through. They never came through. They were in it halfway through, and then all of a sudden it dropped off. So I have the Red Sox in that division. You look at them. Chris Sale acquired this year. Chris Sale, he's just amazing. What he's done. David Price obviously injured most of the year. He's expected to pitch out of the bullpen from what I hear in the playoffs. I don't know if that's true. Any Red Sox fans, let me know below. And Rick Porcello, he's been better lately, obviously, but nothing like his Cy Young year last year. Drew Pomeranz has been a big name for me. I just don't see the depth in pitching, though, on this team outside of Sale to really go all the way this year. I see them being eliminated in the division series. I don't see it. But the offense, though, obviously with Mookie Betts, young guys like Bogarts, it looks pretty bright. Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., JBJ, that's what they call him. it looks pretty bright for Boston in the future if they can get another couple arms. Craig Kimbrell has been a dominant closer again this year, so that's good news. AL Central, Indians clinched that. We know. When I made these pictures, the streak was at 21. They went on to win 22 in a row. Then the losing streak was over. But still, the Indians are my favorite in the AL to go to the World Series at this point. Houston is another one I just like. Cleveland's chance is better. My top choices for the World Series is number 1 Nationals, number 2 Indians, number 3 Dodgers, number 4 Astros. That's what I'm looking at right now. Excuse me. But the Indians already wrapped up that division. You look at the Twins, a huge surprise this year. They currently have the second wild card spot following a 103 loss season, good enough for the worst in MLB last year. So the Twins are someone we'll get back to soon, but we're going to take a look at how the Indians stack up right now. Corey Kluber at the top, Carlos Carrasco, Danny Salazar, Trevor Bauer has 16 wins. You know, that team, the starting rotation, that is there. Then you look at their bullpen, Andrew Miller, Cody Allen, man, at the back end. That team's looking bright. And the offense with Edwin Encarnacion this year, if they can have a healthy Michael Brantley, they got Jay Bruce, they got even more than last year, and they won the AL pennant last year. I like this team's chances a lot. I think we're going to see a Nationals-Indians World Series. Jose Ramirez having a bust-through year. He was good last year. He's even better this year. Francisco Lindor, the star shortstop. Carlos Santana. If Jason Kipnis can get healthy, man. Then you look at the outfield, Abraham Almonte. Unfortunately, their rookie outfielder, Bradley Zimmer, is hurt. But he was big, too. I like the Indians' chances a real lot. But right now, we're going to look at that last division before the wild card race, and that's the AL West. The Astros clinched their first division in 16 years yesterday, beating the Mariners in real life. Justin Verlander pitched. He won in his home debut. He's now 3-0 with Houston, and we're going to get to their pitching in a sec now with Keuchel, Verlander, and McCullers at the top. They're looking deadly. Brad Peacock has been a big, unexpected weapon lately. This team's looking real good right now. The offense, George Springer, Jose Altuve, an MVP, probably the leading MVP candidate right now. Then you look at the rookie, Alex Bregman. He's doing amazing. Carlos Correa is healthy now. Marwin Gonzalez has had a huge year, very underrated player. Trust me, Marwin Gonzalez, he's a really good player. They got veterans like Evan Gattis, Brian McCann, Carlos Beltran to lead them through. Houston, I do like their chances for a front runner in the AL up there with the Indians. I think we'll see Indians Astros in the American League Championship Series, and I think that will go down neck and neck. All right, AL wild card race was very intriguing a couple weeks ago. The gap has closed a little. There were still a lot of teams a couple days ago when I made this post. That has changed. It's really just the Yankees hosting the game. Then you got the Twins and Angels competing for that second spot. The other teams have kind of dropped off. You can say Seattle's kind of still in it. They're 4.5 out in real life right now. Disregard what the picture says. But you look at the Twins. Very good year. I'm very proud of them. I want them to make it, but I just don't see it. I see, unfortunately, I'm sorry, Twins fans, Twins territory, but I think, this is just my predictions, I think within the last couple weeks of the season, I think the Twins are going to collapse, and I think the Angels are going to run a hot streak, and I think it will be the Yankees hosting the Angels for the wild card game. I think the LA Angels are going to head back to October, and a couple weeks ago I would have said this differently, but the Angels got Justin Upton out there now, and that's not it. They got Brandon Phillips, too. And Brandon Phillips, he's a veteran guy that can help lead a team. And when you put those guys out on the field with Cole Calhoun, obviously the best player in the game, Mike Trout, another veteran, Albert Pujols having a big year, C.J. Cron, Alderton Simmons, if I said that right, but he's having a huge year, Simmons, defensively, offensively. And then the pitching, Garrett Richards, obviously the big name, Parker Bridgewell, who wasn't even in the majors last year. Some random guys just come up. He's been their best pitcher. Bud Norris has adapted into a closer. He's looking good. I mean, that team looks scary. I think they're a better team than the Twins, and I think they're going to show it off to the Twins. But we'll have to see. So those are my MLB predictions, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And now I'm going to get into my postseason predictions for 2017. As you heard, NL wildcard, I have Diamondbacks and Rockies in the NL Wild Card. Diamondbacks and Rockies. After that, we're gonna move on to the AL Wild Card. I told you, just as I just said, I have Angels versus Yankees at Yankee Stadiums in the Bronx. And now I'm gonna get into who I think will win those games. NL Wild Card game, I think the Arizona Diamondbacks are gonna win on their home turf with Zach Greinke on the hill. I think they're gonna blow away the Rockies. To be honest, we'll see. But that's my prediction: a big blowout. Greinke pitches great. AL wild card, Yankees and Angels. I see the Angels coming into Yankee Stadium and taking out the Yankees. Yankees do have some veterans, but a lot of their players are young. And I just see the Angels. They have more experience down the road with their managing too. Mike Scioscia has been there a very long time. And I think the Angels, I think they're going to shock the Yankees. I think that'll be a bit of a closer game, though, more like a 1 or 2 run game. I think the Angels will be moving on. All right, back in the NL, we're going to go Division Series matchup now. We're going to start with the Nationals and Cubs. In that series, I have the Nationals winning in 4 games. With their pitching, like I said, it's just going to be Nationals in that series. And they're going to move on to other NL Division Series. What will that be? It will be Diamondbacks, Dodgers, division rivals. I have the Dodgers winning that series in 5. Yes, it will be a close series. And then it will be a rematch of last year's NLDS, Nationals and Dodgers, except this year they will be matching off in the NLCS, American League Division Series. Astros, who else? Astros and Red Sox. I have the Astros winning that series. They have better pitching depth than Boston. I think their offense is a bit better too, and just everything Houston's been through this year with the hurricane and everything, I just think Houston is going to break through. And I think they're going to win that series in 3. I think they're going to sweep Boston away. All right, moving on. AL Division Series, the other one, obviously, the Angels and Indians. Indians will win that. I think the Indians will sweep too. Indians will win in 3. So back to the NL now. NL Championship Series, Nationals and Dodgers. I have the Nationals winning that series in 6. This series will be a bit longer, but I still think the Nationals come out on top and win their first pennant in Washington. AL, Indians and Astros facing off in the Championship Series. I have the Cleveland Indians winning in 7 games. And yes, I think these will be close games. I have the Indians. It's just the closest. I think that's the best matchup you can see all postseason. You can argue Nationals and Dodgers, but I just think Indians and Astros are just 2 of the teams that are going to match up the best. And I think we'll see an Indians-Nationals World Series. And disregard what I said earlier about the Nationals winning it all, I've changed my mind. I will predict that the Cleveland Indians drought will come to an end next, and they will win the 2017 Major League Baseball World Series in 6 games over the Washington Nationals. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. If you're a Cleveland Indians fan, you got to be hyped because I have the Indians winning it all. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, tell a friend, watch the video, comment below on what more videos you want to see coming up in the future. If you want me to continue my MLB The Show 17 videos. If not, that's cool. I'll do more of these discussion videos. If you like it, just let me know, guys. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.